Lord, how do I trust you while healing takes longer than I hoped? Perhaps that is all you can whisper after the appointment room door closes. The symptom has not changed. Recovery has been postponed again. The explanation you hoped for did not come. Or perhaps you are the caregiver returning home, carrying instructions in your hands and questions in your heart. Stay here for a moment. Do not rush to make this sound hopeful. Do not force yourself to say that you are fine. Are you disappointed? Bring the disappointment. Are you weary of waiting, weary of watching, weary of beginning another day with the same limitation? Bring the weariness. Bring the anger you feel guilty for feeling. Bring the fear you cannot reason away. Bring even the numbness that has replaced your tears. Prayer does not begin when every emotion has been cleaned up. Prayer begins when the truth turns toward God. Even an unanswered question can be an act of trust because you are asking the shepherd. You are moving toward your refuge, not away from him. And let us remove two burdens before we go further. This delay is not proof that you have failed spiritually. You will not be blamed here for needing care, for feeling discouraged, or for not sounding cheerful. And you will not be handed a promise that healing must arrive according to a human timetable. We can ask boldly, without pretending to know what has not been revealed. Psalm 23 gives us a path spacious enough for this unfinished story. It leads through the valley, beside still waters, toward a restored soul and into the continuing presence of the shepherd. Not a path of denial, but a path where grief can walk beside trust. So you do not have to stand outside prayer until you feel stronger. Your grief is already the starting place. But when the road is not changing and the answer has not come, where is the shepherd? He is about to meet us in the valley. Psalm 23 does not name the shepherd only after the valley has ended.
His presence is spoken while the difficult path is still beneath our feet. You are with me. The landscape has not yet changed, the shadows have not yet lifted, but the one walking through them is not alone. A valley may describe this season, but that does not mean God caused your illness or delights in your suffering. It means Scripture has language for places where clarity is scarce and strength feels small. The valley is real. So is the shepherd. His nearness does not depend on a favorable update before it becomes true. This is what refuge can mean here, not exemption from every painful condition, not a guarantee that fear will never rise again. Refuge is shelter for the frightened heart, room for tears that keep returning, and a safe presence where distress can be spoken without being used as evidence against you. You can say, "I am afraid," and still be held. You can say, "I do not understand," and still be near to God. Do you feel forgotten? Have you begun to interpret the delay as rejection? Have you wondered whether the continuing symptoms mean your prayers were unheard? Can you allow God to be near before you understand what happens next? If those questions uncover pain, do not condemn yourself. Exhaustion is not automatic proof of unbelief. Fear is not a verdict on your faith. Ongoing symptoms do not announce that you failed to believe strongly enough. Faith is not measured by how convincingly you hide the cost of this journey. Sometimes faith sounds less like a shout of victory and more like a trembling refusal to turn away. The shepherd's companionship does not make the pain imaginary. It does not ask you to rename suffering as comfort. It means suffering does not have to become proof that you have been abandoned. The valley may be lonely, but loneliness is not the same as being forsaken. Your feelings deserve honesty, but they do not have to carry the burden of defining God's location.
So let us move from speaking about the shepherd to speaking to him. If you can, say this slowly. Shepherd, you are with me here. Here before the answer, here within the fatigue, here while hope feels cautious, you are with me here. Let that truth become steady,
without forcing it to become loud. You are with me. You are with me. And if the shepherd remains beside us in the valley, perhaps his next provision is not an instant exit, but enough quiet to breathe beside still waters. Still waters are not a demand to become peaceful on command. They are permission to pause without making the pause responsible for curing what hurts. They may look like sleep when sleep is available, a few quiet minutes before the next task, or a moment when the mind is not required to solve the whole future. Calm does not have to prove that healing is near. It can simply be received as provision for now. And this rest is not passivity. Trusting the shepherd does not mean ignoring a new or worsening symptom. It does not mean abandoning appropriate treatment, refusing assistance, or pretending the body has no limits. Faith does not require neglect. Dependence on God and responsible care do not have to compete. Who says you must choose between prayer and a clinician? Who says asking for help makes the shepherd less necessary? Who says practical action is evidence that spiritual trust has weakened? God may be your first refuge without being treated as your only resource. Prayer can sit beside the treatment plan. It can shape the patience with which you prepare what you need to ask, the courage with which you request a clearer explanation, and the humility with which you follow appropriate professional guidance or seek further help when it is needed. You can pray before making the call. You can pray while waiting for information. You can pray after hearing something you did not want to hear, and then, steadied by that prayer, you can take the next responsible step.
The prayer does not guarantee the result of the step. It changes the spirit in which you take it. Not alone, not abandoned to panic, but accompanied. Let us pause here. If it is comfortable, loosen your jaw. Allow your shoulders to release a little. Take one unforced breath. Do not measure it. Do not ask it to produce a medical effect. Simply let this moment remind you that you are a person receiving care, not a problem required to resolve itself immediately. Shepherd, give me peace sufficient for the next decision. Not peace as proof that everything will unfold as I desire. Not peace that asks me to deny what my body is saying. Give me enough steadiness to listen, enough wisdom to ask, enough courage to act, and enough humility to receive help. Be my refuge as I rest, and guide me as I move. This is the gift beside still waters. Not withdrawal from the unfinished journey, but strength gathered without force. We pause, and then we continue. Yet Psalm 23 does not stop with quiet. It says, "He restores my soul." What can restoration mean when the body's outcome and timing remain uncertain? "He restores my soul" does not mean the body must be restored on a schedule we can name. It does not make physical suffering unimportant, and it does not ask us to lower our desire for healing. It tells us that even while the medical story remains unfinished, the shepherd can renew what pain, uncertainty, and waiting have worn down. You may ask plainly for bodily healing. Ask for relief. Ask for wisdom, effective care, renewed strength, and a path forward. Ask today, and ask again tomorrow if the need remains. Bold prayer is not embarrassed by desire. It brings what is wanted into the presence of God. But desire is not prediction. We can name what we long for without claiming to know how God will answer, when circumstances will change, or what the outcome will be. Faith does not become stronger by pretending certainty we have not been given. Hope can remain sincere without attaching itself to a deadline. What then can restoration mean today? It can mean connection with God renewed beneath the fatigue. It can mean permission to grieve without losing your place near Him. It can mean courage returning for this day, even when strength for the whole season is not yet visible. It can mean freedom from carrying the delay as a judgment on your worth. And we must say this clearly: no fixed phrase controls healing. No flawless confidence forces a result. No promised number of days
can place the unknown future under human command. If improvement is slow, you must not automatically be told that you prayed poorly, believed weakly, or somehow deserved the delay. That kind of blame does not protect faith. It wounds the person already suffering. So let this become our confession. Not denial, but honesty. Not a deadline, but daily grace. Not self-accusation, but continued dependence. Not silence about what we want, but bold asking without false certainty. Shepherd, I ask you for healing, and I entrust to you what I cannot predict. Restore my courage where fear has exhausted it. Restore my sense of being loved where delay has made me question my worth. Keep my hope open to change, and keep my heart near you before change arrives. A restored soul can live within an unresolved story. Hope can ask for more and still receive God's presence now. And often, in a long season, that presence reaches us through people. Psalm 23 leads us next to a prepared table, a sign that the shepherd's care may arrive not only within us, but around us, through practical love in the presence of trouble. The table is prepared in the presence of trouble, not after every threat has disappeared. The shepherd does not wait for the valley to become harmless before providing what sustains us.
Sometimes that provision is deeply ordinary. Food at the door, transportation when driving is difficult, someone sitting beside you during an appointment, a thoughtful message, help with a neglected task, quiet company, a few hours of relief for a caregiver, or prayer offered without an explanation attached. Perhaps you have withdrawn because telling the story again feels like another demand. You are tired of describing the symptoms, the uncertainty, the changing plans, and the disappointment. Or perhaps you are caring for someone you love and have quietly decided that you must remain strong without interruption. You keep answering, organizing, remembering, and watching. But receiving trustworthy help is not failed endurance. A shared burden is not a surrendered faith. Still, community must not be romanticized. Some people have dismissed your pain. Some have pressured you to sound certain, cheerful, or spiritually impressive. Some have offered simple answers where careful listening was needed. Wisdom does not require indiscriminate vulnerability. You may set boundaries. You may decline advice. You may choose what to share, when to share it, and with whom. The shepherd's care does not erase your dignity or hand control of your story to another person. So ask gently, who is safe enough to hear the truth without turning it into a debate? What specific burden could be shared? What kind of help would actually lighten today? Not every need must be announced. Not every person must be invited close. Perhaps one modest act of connection is enough. A clear message to someone trustworthy, naming what would help and what would not. Support may be limited. It may arrive imperfectly. The person who cares may not find the right words, and the help available may not meet every need. Yet imperfect care can still carry real kindness when it listens, respects boundaries, and leaves room for honest hope. Community is not called to guarantee an outcome. It is called to remain present. Shepherd, teach us to accompany rather than fix, to listen rather than blame, and to serve without taking control. Give the suffering courage to receive safe help and give caregivers permission to rest. Show each of us one burden that can be shared and one trustworthy person with whom to share it. And when the whole road feels too heavy to carry, lead us from that shared burden toward the next question. What strength is needed for this day? The strength needed for this day is not the strength to carry every possible tomorrow. It is enough grace to meet what is here. Endurance does not mean remaining calm at every moment, never complaining, or never feeling afraid. Endurance means returning to the shepherd, returning to the truth, returning to the next faithful step as often as the day requires. This is how the images of Psalm 23 become a daily rhythm. In the valley, tell God the truth. Beside still waters, receive whatever rest is available. As your soul is renewed, identify the next care need. At the table, contact safe support, then release what cannot be decided, repaired, or understood today. Tomorrow may require the same rhythm again. Repetition is not failure. It is patient trust practiced within changing circumstances. Fear may still speak loudly. Its presence does not prove that your faith has collapsed. And resisting fear does not mean ignoring what your body is communicating. You can refuse the conclusion that you are abandoned while still taking warning signs seriously. You can reject panic as your guide while seeking appropriate professional attention. Courage is not the denial of concern. It is concern brought to God, examined wisely, and followed by responsible action. There may have been a time when fear spoke first, but a day can come when the first words are, "Shepherd, meet me here." The fear may not disappear immediately. The situation may remain uncertain.
Yet those first words can reorder the moment. They turn the heart toward refuge before the next decision is made. So ask only what this day can hold. What belongs to today? What needs professional attention? What can wait? Who can help? What must be entrusted to God? These questions are not a formula for controlling the outcome. They are a way of making one faithful step visible when the entire future feels impossible to see. Perhaps today's step is small. Let it be small. Patient endurance is not measured by how much strain you can absorb. It is shaped by receiving what God provides and using it faithfully. Honest prayer, appropriate care, shared support, needed rest, and surrender where no action is presently possible. Grace for this day, wisdom for this step, company for this valley. Let those words become more than teaching. Let them become our confession together. We will not demand from ourselves strength for every tomorrow. We will return to God with the truth, welcome wise care, receive trustworthy help, and entrust the unsettled future to the shepherd. Grace for this day, wisdom for this step, company for this valley. And now, together, we confess where our refuge begins. If you have the strength, speak these words aloud. If speaking feels costly, whisper them. And if even a whisper is too much, simply receive them. God is not measuring the volume of your voice. Together, we can turn toward Him from exactly where we are. Lord, I run to you first, not last. I seek your presence before fear writes the meaning of this day. You are my refuge, my shelter within uncertainty, the one to whom I bring what hurts before I know how anything will unfold. Running to you does not mean running away from care. I will not treat clinicians, treatment, wise counsel, needed rest, or trusted community as rivals to faith. Help me welcome every responsible gift available today. Guide me in what to ask, what to consider, what to receive, and what action to take. Let prayer shape my steps, not replace the steps wisdom requires. I resist the lie that delay means you have abandoned me. I reject the accusation that illness proves spiritual failure. I refuse the shame that says needing help makes me weak or faithless. My fear may be real, but it will not be permitted to define your nearness. My need may be great, but it does not remove my dignity. I am still held. I am still heard. I am still worthy of compassionate care. Lord, I do not know the timing or outcome, but I bring you my request for healing. I ask without pretending certainty. I hope without demanding a guarantee. I trust you without closing myself to the people, rest, guidance, and treatment through which care may come. You are with me. Lead my next step. Give me strength for this day, strength to tell you the truth, to receive help without shame, to act with wisdom, and to place the unresolved future in your hands. Shepherd,
Give us strength for this day. Thank you for receiving prayers that arrive tired, tearful, interrupted, or incomplete. When words fail, receive the ache beneath them. When all we can offer is silence, remain near. We lament the pain that continues, the symptoms that return, the plans that have changed, and the appointments that have ended without the answer we wanted. We bring you the loneliness of waiting and the fatigue of those who keep caring, organizing, watching, and wondering. None of this is hidden from you. Lord, we ask plainly for healing. Bring relief where there is suffering, renewed strength where the body is depleted, and effective care where care is needed. We will not set the hour, prescribe the method, or pretend to know the outcome, but we will ask, we will hope, and we will keep bringing our desire to you. Give clinicians wisdom and attentiveness. Give those facing treatment decisions steadiness to listen, freedom to ask questions, and courage to seek further appropriate help when needed.
Lead us toward wise choices, sufficient rest, and practical provision. Keep us from panic, but also keep us from neglect. Help us act responsibly without believing that everything depends upon our ability to control what comes next. Strengthen caregivers with patience, honest limits, and needed respite. Form listening hearts within trusted community. Stir practical generosity that does not intrude, help that does not control, and companionship that respects dignity and boundaries. Remember especially those who feel unseen. Let no one be made ashamed for needing support. I reject the lie that I am abandoned. I refuse the shame that says I must carry this alone. We resist every harsh interpretation that turns delay into blame, weakness into failure, or uncertainty into despair. Keep us tender toward ourselves and truthful before you. Walk with us through this unfinished valley. Lead us beside still waters where rest may be received without guilt. Restore the soul worn thin by fear and waiting. Prepare the table of daily provision through care, nourishment, wisdom, and faithful company. Teach us to look for goodness without denying grief, and to remain open to hope without forcing tomorrow to make promises it has not made. And when we return in memory to that appointment room, we may still lack the explanation, improvement, or certainty we desired. Yet we do not leave alone. We leave with this prayer: Shepherd, stay near and lead my next step. If strength allows, let that step be simple. Rest. Write down one care question, contact one trusted supporter, or share a prayer request in a safe community. No pressure, only an invitation to receive today's grace. May the Shepherd hold you without blame, guide you without haste, and keep hope gently alive while the story remains unfinished. Amen.